Hi, my name is Jessie Sasser and I am from picturebandit.com. Before I get started, I just wanted to give you a little background information on who I am, what I do, and what picturebandit.com is. I am a freelance artist, and picturebandit.com is a personal web page. I work in graphical design. All my projects on YouTube are personal projects, and they were created as a hobby in the hopes that I could pass on a little information crunched down over years of schooling. So with that out of the way, I want to show you a product of my latest creation called One Round Left.
Yes. This is a model printed on a 3D Systems prototype printing machine. You can check out my last video to see a little of the creation process, but I'm going to go ahead and verbally walk you through most of the steps used to make this statue. I started out with an idea, knowing from the beginning that I wanted to print this on a 3D printer. I've never printed anything on a prototype machine, didn't have a lot of information, and really didn't know where to start. I did, however, have a connection to someone with a prototype printer. I had no idea how the printer worked as far as file composition, size, and type of file it would take to make this work. So with a phone call to the contact, I found that it took the STL file type. He couldn't tell me if it was binary or ASCII or the normal file size, so I made my project and guessed the rest. As far as file composition, I started in ZBrush and used Z-spheres to create the body pose only. It had no head, no clothing, no base. I then exported it as an object file with 3 subdivisions. I created the head using FaceGen and saved that as an object file as well. I then imported both object files into 3D Studio Max and combined the two by connecting the vertices at the neck. I resaved the file as an object file and imported it back into ZBrush for all of the fine detailing. After doing some research on the internet, I found that the STL file format could be exported from 3D Studio Max and that its information came from surface data. So once all my detailing was complete, in ZBrush I reopened the file in 3ds Max, added the gun, created the helmet, and added the base. As far as connecting everything, I overlapped my separate models, then grouped them before exporting the STL file. There are 2 formats for exporting the STL file: ASCII, which is huge, and binary, which is big, just not as big. For this project, the ASCII file came to about 450 megabytes and the binary came to about 80 megabytes. Binary is the one you want. Overlapping your model just makes them connected. They will print separate. The only problems I really ran into were the helmet, walls, and trigger guard for the weapon were too thin. That was printing the model at 4.5 inches tall. When picking up the model, the guy told me that anything under 30 thousandths of an inch would not print. I would just have to figure out my final print size and make sure my files stay within tolerance. As far as price, the dust used to make this model costs about $1,000 a bucket, and I'm not sure how many prints you can get out of a bucket. Hopefully a lot. I believe a bucket comes in a gallon-sized container, and that this project did not use a gallon of dust. With a little research, I'm sure you can find companies that will print your STL files on the internet. So I hope you enjoyed this, and let me know if you have any questions. Thanks again for all of your subscriptions and positive comments, and hope to be seeing you guys soon again. Bye.